Big names for the big game. And it's not just about finance. These players want the competitive element of competing with Europe's finest next season. And if this is to be Gianfranco Zola's final contribution to Chelsea, any impact he makes will come as a substitute. Claudio Ranieri has surprisingly opted for Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank and Ida Gudjonsson, the pair who managed more than 50 goals between them last year, but have produced less than half that this time. They're given another chance today with Zola and Carlton Cole in reserve. As expected, John Terry hasn't made it, so Gallas and Desailly will be at the heart of the defence.
Well, it's that regular 4-4-2 set up for Chelsea, even more so without Zola in the side. It's a very strong central defence still, though, even without John Terry. William Gallas, voted in the PFA Tournament of the Year. He's lightning quick. Maybe the one to pick up Michael Owen when he starts running into those channels. It's an adventurous choice in midfield, plenty of wit. Gronkjar hugging that touchline out on the right, and Lasso well capable of doing the same with his natural attacking instincts on the left. Diouf's got a responsibility for Liverpool, just to make sure that Lasso doesn't go past him. And up front, well, it's the A-team, as you say, Rob. They haven't done it this season in the way that they had last, but maybe just that physical presence up against Hupia and Traore, something that Ranieri preferred.
Liverpool are without Dietmar Hamann. A shin injury keeps him out and ensures a first start for Senegal's Salif Diao since the defeat by Birmingham in February. His compatriot El Hadj Diouf plays just days after learning that he is to face a charge over the alleged incident at Celtic Park in March. There's still no starting place for Emil Heskey, with Milan Baros preferred.
Well, no surprises here, really. That defence is getting a settled look about it. Jimmy Traore's done well in Oncho's absence. John Arnavisa on that left side. He'll try and get forward as much as possible, up the outside of Danny Murphy. I'll certainly miss Didi Hammond's protection in midfield. Diao has got to really fill in, and I think he'll be the one trying to pick up Frank Lampard when he makes those forward runs. And it's a different threat up front without Heskey. Milan Baros, he's very mobile, very sharp, and he's linking up well with Michael Owen now. Julio has given this pair a chance to establish themselves as a partnership, and they haven't disappointed.
Well, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank has been a shadow of his former self, just 11 Premiership goals this season, but for the most part, Claudio Ranieri has persevered with him, today at the expense of a crowd favourite. Last week, an Italian called Di Canio came off the bench to wreck Chelsea's day. Today, an Italian called Zola could come off the bench to make their season. Zola, massive hero here whenever he's taken off. Claudio Ranieri gets jeered, but there'll be massive cheers. You can bet on that if he comes on. There's no Dietmar Hamann. Salif Diao's role will be of huge significance to Liverpool today. It's only his 13th Premiership start. He's one of the signings that some supporters have held against Gerard Houllier.
Yeah, he has. In his first season, he perhaps hasn't hit the heights that I would have hoped him to. Next year, for me, is the critical one, but there's a big responsibility on him when Chelsea start pouring forward. And as I said, Frank Lampard so loves to get in and make the third man between the two strikers, and somebody's got to pick him up. Stevie Gerrard maybe having more adventurous forward-looking approach, and Diao, I think, will have to do that job.
Alan Wiley is the man in charge. The conference has had its playoff final. The Nationwide League has started its playoff semi-finals. This is a Champions League playoff. Claudio Ranieri and Gerard Houllier head-to-head. Both in the build-up have talked up their team's chances. Both say they deserve the final Champions League place. But it's not on what you've done, it's on what you do. Chelsea know a draw will be good enough. Liverpool have to win. It's as straightforward as that. This fixture not at all dependent on what goes on elsewhere.
Tell you what, there's a fantastic atmosphere inside Stamford Bridge, isn't there?
It's expected that this will be the biggest crowd at Stamford Bridge since Liverpool won the title here in a last day fixture back in 1986. The Touts were doing brisk business outside. Milan Baros for Liverpool. Murphy. Now John Arisa. He's onside. Michael Owen. He's made room for himself.
Oh, Marcel Desailly stepping up there, you see, and I think he did catch him. He certainly did. Melchior, I don't think, was playing him on side at right back. And himself just shoved wide.
A lucky escape for Chelsea. Owen dragging back in on his favoured right foot. Kudachini plugging the gap. Arosh just checking on Desailly's whereabouts. Good pull there by Ida Gudjonsson on Jamie Carragher. Steven Gerrard. Babayaro just watches it to safety. Celestine Babayaro, who's missed a significant portion of the season through injury. Liverpool with this awful record at Stamford Bridge. They haven't won here in almost 13.5 years, and they've lost on their last 6 Premiership visits. They haven't even scored in their last 3. Gerrard. Now Jimmy Traore. This is Risa. Away by Gronkiar, but only to Salif Diao. Given away by him to Lasso. Ida Gudjonsson runs into Sami Hyypiä. Here's Juve. Barosh making the run. Desailly gets to it. Babayaro. Lasso. Babayaro. Hasselbank going for it, but it's Traore away. This is Lampard. Petit. Dallas. Gudjonsson left it for Hasselbank. Strange really how the partnership has gone this season for Hasselbank and Gudjonsson, who were so deadly last year, 52 goals between them. Haven't really had the chance to bed down as a partnership this year. Gianfranco Zola's been in such inspired form.
Yeah, it didn't happen for Gianfranco last year, did it? And he's had the opportunity to rectify that this. And it's funny with forward partnerships, some seasons they just click and they could do no wrong. Hasselbank and Gudjonsson last. But just the magic hasn't been there. He's mixed and matched at times, Ranieri, to find that best balance.
It's Carragher. Juve. And now Petit. Hasselbank. Yeah, getting in with a tackle and then bumping right into Petit.
Already we've seen quite a lot of Chelsea's play coming up that left-hand side, and I think that's going to be a pattern. Graham Lasso, very well versed in that role with Babayaro behind him. They've got good balance, and I think you'll see Lasso just tucking in a lot of the time just to make up the numbers, with Gronkiar more of an orthodox wide man.
Hasselbank in attendance. Feigned disinterest, but now looks more likely to have an attempt from here.
It's a long way out.
It is Hasselbank. And Gerrard came out to draw the sting from his effort. So looking to get in behind Jamie Carragher. This is Juve. So penalised for the tackle. Even though there is silverware in Liverpool's cabinet, the season will have a sense of anticlimax about it if Gerard Houlliers' team do not make the Champions League. This is their 60th game of a season in which they've competed in 2 European competitions. Disappointing group stage exit in the Champions League, followed by their exit in the UEFA Cup at the hands of Celtic.
Rob, you've got some world-class players, haven't you, in this Liverpool line-up, not least the England lads, Michael Owen, Stevie Gerrard. I mean, at least they deserve and want is to be playing at the top level of club football.
Here's Hyypiä. Desai. A lot of speculation that this could be his last game for Chelsea. And the chairman has admitted that there will be a lot of financial restructuring throughout football, not just here at Stamford Bridge. Here's Melchiot. Gerrard snapping into the tackle. Gudjonsson looking to get the corner out of Jimmy Traore, and he gets the decision.
No, he's done well there, Gudjonsson. I just think he intentionally tried to nudge it up against Traore. This Stamford Bridge crowd behind them. Testing situation for Liverpool. Plenty of height though, haven't they? With those central defenders, Hyypiä, Traore.
So's kick, and back towards Marcel Desailly. Sven-Göran Eriksson checking on one or two England players before the match in South Africa. And checking too on the fitness of John Terry, who hasn't made it in time for today's game.
He's an England regular for me in the future, Bob. I think he's a fantastic young talent. Best young England centre-half in the country for my money.
Carragher. Barosh. Lasso. The ball across to shadow-eyed Gudjonsson.
To hold it up, those Liverpool forwards. Barosh letting the ball bounce off him. They're playing up against two very big centre-halves, and the onus is on Owen and Barosh just to try and retain it when it does come to them. Get their teammates' support.
Here's Gallas. Mario Melchiot. Hasselbank. Babayaro. Now Petit. Lampard. Gontier. Here's Lampard. Switched out to Jesper Gontier, who just made his move a fraction too early.
Nervous moments. I think we're going to leave it at 15-20 minutes until it truly settles down, this match.
Here's Danny Murphy just sensing a bit of an opening, but he couldn't escape from Petit, who made the recovery tackle but got a bit of the man.
Seemed he got a bit of the ball as well. Petit feeling hard done by. Seemed to just nudge the ball away from Murphy. Possibly not.
Aggrieved as Petit may feel, facing a free kick. Risa and Murphy and Gerrard all dangerous in this situation.
You'd fancy John Risa to put his foot through this one, wouldn't you? He's done it in the past. Spectacular results. Danny Murphy's maybe a little bit far out. He prefers the curling, accurate efforts.
Risa surprisingly has moved away. And it's lined up for Gerrard. Doesn't even get a corner out of it.
Just didn't get that right at all, did he?
Well, Gerrard helped to secure Liverpool's UEFA Cup place with the first goal in the Worthington Cup final. But now a bigger European prize at stake. Murphy. Barosh. Shoved by Marcel Desailly.
I think the big Frenchman just wants to let Barosh that he's there. Just let him know of his whereabouts next time the ball comes in.
Well, he's saying he had eyes only for the ball. He left a calling card with Barosh there at the expense of another free kick, for which Sami Hyypiä has come forward. Straightforward enough goal, but what a crucial goal it could be.
Well, it was a beautiful ball in, first things first, and look at Hoopier. He's just drifted off Manu Petit. He's gone completely to sleep, Petit, but look at that for a header. He's Fioruccini, no chance, and what a start for Liverpool.
Well, it was curious. We saw Petit keeping an eye on him, but he left.
Well, it's surprising, Rob. It's surprising that he was actually assigned to pick up Hoopier, and it looked like that was the case. You wouldn't instinctively put Petit on the big centre half. Gallas or Desai in particular, I would have thought would have been chosen to pick him up. It's a very costly error.
And suddenly it now leaves Chelsea chasing the game and chasing the Champions League place that was in their control at the start of the match. But they've conceded one in the 12th minute to Sami Hyypiä. It was Petit who was watching him in a fashion, but watched in horror as Hyypiä got the ball in the back of the net.
Well, it was 2 against 2 at the back there, and Petit was certainly picking him up, but didn't Hyypiä take it well. He looked like a tried and trusted centre forward the way he glanced that into the corner. Captain's role.
And now can Chelsea respond in kind with a free kick? So who delivers? What a dramatic comeback from Chelsea! It's instant, isn't it? And look at the eruption of joy around Stamford Bridge. Desai gets the equaliser.
Can you believe this? Within a minute or so, it's a carbon copy goal. OK, it's not from the free kick. Let him get to the ball. Just got the wrong side. And look at that for a header. Even more in the corner off the inside of the post. Fantastic response from Chelsea.
And Liverpool, having got the perfect start, have thrown it away. To Gerard Houlliér's horror, it's Chelsea 1, Liverpool 1. And Gerard Houllier must be feeling now how Arsene Wenger felt when his team threw away a lead so quickly in that key match in the Championship against Manchester United, because they'd had the lead for barely a minute, Liverpool. And now they go behind to a headed goal.
It's not like them, is it? You would really fancy them just to take the sting out of the game after going ahead, and that's one of their strengths, just defending and doing their jobs. And Houllier, I'm sure, can't believe that. Just relaxed, stuff that ball in. Chelsea a foot up.
2 headed goals from 2 central defenders. Now can the strike force get in the act? Gronkjar's slip, unfortunate for Chelsea. It's away by Risa. Desai. Salif Diao. The flick on is by Barosh. Owen. Liverpool finding themselves back to square one. Duke. Carragher. And now Sami Hyypiä. Hasselbank. Mario Melchiot. Beyond Gronkjar's reach.
It's absolutely frenetic atmosphere though, isn't it? I can see Ranieri down on the touchline, Phil Thompson next to him, just trying to get messages across, but such is the level of noise in this stadium, it must be very difficult for him.
Well, it is a playoff in everything but name, isn't it? Maybe a sign of things to come. Surely some bright spot one day will introduce Premiership playoffs for the last Champions League place. The stakes so high. And here's Milan Barosh. And he's won a corner out of it.
I think that's what Barosh will try to do in this match. There's no real benefit in him standing up against his centre-half. He's got to work those channels. Just try and find some space down the side.
Barosh is in there. Petit has again gone to Sami Hyypiä.
Well, you see Gallas picking up the earth. Petit struggling to keep with Hyypiä.
Cleared by Lampard. Gudjonsson's header finds Hasselbank. Gerard doing an effective job in finding Barosh. Just checked by Melchiot. Free kick from where Danny Murphy might fancy his chances of a repeat act from the first goal. Sure enough, Sami Hyypiä joining the fray again.
I cannot believe that Ranieri hasn't switched that over, you know.
Staying in an offside position at the moment.
Just looking at Desai, really, he's picking up Bausch on the far post.
Murphy's ball bent in. Cleared by Gallus this time. Carragher. Danny Murphy. Tackled by Blanca. Salif Diao to Traore. Carragher. Traore. Away by Melchiot. Murphy. There's Risa. Away by Melchiot. Diouf. Traore. Now Murphy. Owen was offside.
Come back well, Liverpool, after that Desai goal. Got hold of the ball again. Seen plenty of action going forward, but I'm so disappointed. Once you do concede like that, you've just got to try and get that disappointment out of your mind, but it is difficult. They don't see it too much at Liverpool these days. Don't see too many leads.
Hasselbank. Off his arm.
It's Traore's nudged him in the back just to make him handball that. The case.
Here's Petit. Lasso. Now Lampard. Hyypiä away, straight to Hasselbank. And away from Lasso. Now Diouf. Well in Marcel Desailly. That's Hyypiä. It really is frenetic stuff. Michael Owen was the last Liverpool player to score here before today, 4 years ago. Sami Hyypiä changed that with this 12th minute header.
He's just come on side again, hasn't he, and ducked back in behind Petit, and Petit knows he's made a real bad mistake there. But he'd have been the most relieved man in Stamford Bridge, Petit, to see his teammate equalise.
Desailly, the man who's got the equaliser. And Liverpool have a free kick. Gerrard the taker. Carragher. Sami Hyypiä. Now Traore. Looking for Diouf. Babayaro away. That's Lasso. Hyypiä. Diao. And Traore. Lampard. Anticipated by Steven Gerrard, but Melchiot's there. And goes Murphy. Lampard, good ball. There's a late challenge from Carragher, and the referee's let it go. Good Johnson. He's let it go to play the advantage.
Well, I think it was good play by Alan Wiley to let that go. Graham Lasso did ever so well just to nudge that forward, and Good Johnson was in the box seat. He'd got the ball at his feet. Disappointing conclusion to it. They're in a good position. Chelsea haven't got quite there. Haven't got their forwards into the game as a pairing. Good Johnson and Hasselbank, yeah. Get the ball into the feet. Need to do that more often.
There was no booking for Carragher for the challenge on Graham Lasso. Just a word of warning.
Seen an awful lot on the ball, Graham Lasso, isn't he? And it's El Hadj Diouf on that side who's really got to do his defensive job and stick with him.
Risa. Well, pretty much an even contest between Owen and Gallas, and Gallas upset that the decision has gone against him and given away a free kick in again this dangerous position where Chelsea have looked vulnerable from free kicks.
The quality of the ball in has been very good though, hasn't it? The foot of Danny Murphy just puts it in that position where the slightest touch.
Murphy delivers yet again. Led away by Desai, good Johnson. Bronchiar under pressure from Murphy. Traore. Sami Hyypiä. Carragher's ball. Barosh. Gallas. Now Melchiot. Gerrard. Lampard. Gerrard for the throw. Chelsea's destiny back in their own hand. As things stand at the moment, they would qualify for the Champions League. There's Mario Melchiot. Michael Owen running into Desai. Caballero.
One or two players slipping on this surface. Petit just did seconds ago, and down there early, and it's an absolutely fantastic surface to play on. There's hardly a patch where you could say it's been worn away by the season, but one or two finding difficulty in keeping the balance. They have replaced this surface, and we'll see that at this late stage in the season.
Yes, they had 1-2 problems with it last season and early this that have been rectified. Here's Lasso. Hasselbank waiting in the middle. And Carragher concedes the corner.
Oh, good play from Lasso. Didn't have any support. Best he could hope for in that position was to win the corner, and he did it.
Well, he's been consistently ignored, Graham Lasso, by Sven-Göran Eriksson, so he'll be happy with a good performance in front of the England coach today. Marcel Desailly there not moving too comfortably as he ambles forward. It's Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank with a kick. And Dudek hasn't really dealt with it. Got it at the second attempt just as Melchiot was preparing. Challenged by Petit. Carragher. Now Gerrard. This is Barosh. Lampard coming back with a crucial challenge.
Just takes up those dangerous positions, Barosh, just in between the full-back and the centre-half. He did it again there, in between Caballero and Desai, and just gives himself a couple of yards just to receive it. Spins very quickly when he does. Keeps his head up.
Pushed by Traore on Ida Gudjonsson. Alan Wiley towards the free kick against Liverpool. Lampard was ready for the quick one. They've awaited Lasso's arrival. So Hasselbank in line to test Jerzy Dudek from here. It's Hasselbank. And it's deflected away. Two problems with central defenders for Chelsea. William Gallas has a easily solved problem, changing his footwear, but Marcel Desailly's been over there, holding his back and still looking fairly uncomfortable.
Well,
Melchior.
They don't need that, do they?
Here's Gronkiar, got away from Risa! It's a what? It really puts Liverpool up against it now. Jesper Gronkiar has Chelsea on their way to the Champions League.
What a finish from Gronkiar. He's hardly been in this match, hasn't he? He's been bumped off the ball, he's miscontrolled it once or twice. Gets in this position though, and for me, he gets past Risa a little too easily. Traore comes to the ball, but he gets his shot away before the defender can make a challenge. He's falling over, and maybe a little bit fortunate in the way that it's directed into the corner. Slipping over with his right foot giving way, but look at Ranieri's reaction.
Not a man given to public displays of emotion, Claudio Ranieri. But delighted with that. And it leaves Liverpool needing 2 goals to strike back. And at what point does Gerard Houllier start to gamble?
Well, I don't think he'll be thinking about that just yet. But Gronkiar, you like to give players the benefit of the doubt, but he was falling over. I think it was one of those shots where the ball took that angle because he was off balance and he was halfway down to the ground. But in terms of Chelsea's point of view, it was a fantastic result.
Melchior. Well, there has been a feeling here that Claudio Ranieri's not always had the best value out of Jesper Gronkiar, who came with a reputation for being injury-prone. Injury blighted the early part of his Chelsea career. He scored here against Everton last month, which was only the 2nd Premiership goal he'd managed at Stamford Bridge, but he's done it again now against their Merseyside rivals. And it could be the goal that secures the £20 million bounty in the Champions League and ends Liverpool's hopes of making that competition.
I think he's one of the quickest on the Chelsea books. And he doesn't always show that, you know, you're just begging him to knock the ball and go past his man. Sometimes that hasn't worked out. Accused of being a little bit lightweight, not taken to the physical aspects of the Premiership, but how much might that goal be worth?
Traore, Risa, Owen, Murphy, Salif Diao, away by Gallas. Risa. Here's Desailly, a strange one. Albiaro makes the best of it.
Still doesn't look comfortable, Desailly. Moving all that freely, holding his back again.
Diao. Traore. Danny Murphy. Petit snapping into the challenge on Barosh. Won back well by Lampard. He pressed well to restrict Liverpool's. He's reacted. Salif Diao's thrown himself into the mix as well, and Alan Wiley is doing his best to pull opposing factions apart. It was initially a challenge from Gerard on Hasselbank that caused the upset, and that's the first thing that the referee will want to deal with.
Well, the ball was bouncing about in the confined area, wasn't it? Everybody eager to win it. I think Chelsea sensed that Liverpool midfield is a strong point for them. They've got to contest that area, make sure that Liverpool don't get the upper hand to supply the forwards. Alan Wiley just calming it down. They're doing a good job. too much in Gerrard's challenge, wasn't there? Joe just going to ground on Hasselbank.
Well, the referee was in there quickly to stop it from spilling over. Gallas shutting off the route to goal for El Hadjiv, but Liverpool need to find a way through, and quickly. Carragher. This is Gallas. Now Hasselbank. Risa. Traore. Steven Gerrard. Carragher. Gallas, who has been named in the PFA's Premiership Team of the Year, doing his job well there against Danny Murphy.
That's a strong point, isn't it? His strength and his pace, and he doesn't take any chances. He's not one of those defenders that likes to do the clever thing in dangerous areas, and he's been a real rock at the heart of this defence. I think Liverpool have just got to get the ball out to El Hadjiv more if they can. He's the outlet. Danny Murphy tucks inside, but out on that right, at times he's hugged the touchline and the ball's not come to him, Diouf, and he hasn't had too much role to play. I think it's his favourite position out there, but he's got to perform a job for Liverpool today. They're going to get back into this match.
Good Johnson. Okay, I'll get that wrong, but it's cleared by João. Barosh. Foot of Jesper Grønkjær too high. Danny Murphy unhappy about the challenge and Chelsea's reluctance to retreat from the free kick. There's Sami Hyypiä. By Lasso. Hyypiä tries to rescue it, but Lampard has a go. An ambitious attempt. As Dudek, who's had a real up and down season, managed to re-establish himself in the first team because of the misfortunes through injury of Chris Kirkland. Gerrard, nicely away from Lampard. Finds the range of his passing as well. Great ball to Diouf. Carragher up to his right. There's Salif João. Steven Gerrard. Grønkjær steps out of the way and Owen can't find a colleague. So it's Grønkjær who breaks. Away by Hyypiä. Hasselbank. Babayaro. This is Petit. So looking for Hasselbank. It's away by Traore. Barosh.
Nervous moments, aren't they? 10 minutes to go before half-time. Liverpool can't afford to concede a third. If they do that, it's all but over. Just have to gather their thoughts at half-time.
Here's Diouf. Gerrard. Milan Barosh. Away by Gallas. Hasselbank. Good Johnson did all that could have been asked of him then, wins the throw.
It was a sloppy ball by Traore to start off with. He made amends in the end.
question of overcommitting now from Chelsea. Marquardt has Broncar and Gudjonsson, Hasselbank, and also all waiting in or around the edge of the box. Led by Sami Hyypiä. Now Diouf. Salif Jah. Foul allowing Lasseau to pounce. Just to escape from him and Hasselbank. Barosh. Diouf out on the far side calling for it, despite being clearly in an offside position. Here's Owen. Murphy. Oh, Desailly, you can be grateful that he didn't make any sort of contact then.
Whenever Danny Murphy gets it on those positions, he's looking up straight away, just trying to help it into that area. He's done it from the free kick and did it again. Didn't get it quite right. Only for Barosh.
This is effectively the Champions League playoff, and it's Chelsea who are at the moment heading into that competition with the cream of Europe. Liverpool, who won the old European Cup 4 times, one or two of their former lights, no doubt, shrug their shoulders in disbelief that you can think 4th place in the league is a success that gets you there. But that's what they're aiming for, and at the moment they're not going to claim that position.
It's a hand it to Chelsea players, the way they've come back into this. The Hyypiä side went a goal up, really showing good strength of character. Always helps, of course, to get that immediate goal back, to go on and take the lead. It's been a fantastic response by the home side.
So well, Chelsea have been in the Champions League just once before, and got to the quarter-finals of the competition before losing to Barcelona. A few players around here from that campaign: Lasseau, Babayaro, Desailly and Kubicini all figured. And another taste of the big time now. Here's Salif Jah. Milan Barosh. Made by Gallas. Jau. This is Gerrard. Broncar sliding in on Risa. Carragher. Now Diouf. Hasselbank. Gerrard. Another ball by Lampard. Now Petit. Back to Petit from Lasseau. Oh, nice idea. Execution didn't quite come off thanks to Sami Hyypiä's intervention.
The ball onto Liverpool midfield as well, but being able to serve those strikers in the way that they would, certainly can't get it into feet. Chelsea putting up a good shield in front of their back four. Haven't seen too much of Michael Owen so far, have we?
Just as he tried to rectify that, William Gallas stops Owen in his tracks. Here's Owen. Gronka came back with the tackle, felt that the ball had come off Owen last. The corner here offers Liverpool the possibility of getting level before half-time. Still Petit on Sami Hyypiä. Lead out as far as Jamie Carragher. Just for the header back.
I think if I was Manu Petit, I'd have had a little word with my compatriot Marcel Desailly and just said, how about swapping? Desailly, OK, he's carrying a back injury perhaps still, but he's been picking up Bausch all this half, and it just seemed a sensible way to go.
Looking for Gronka again. Gronka has so far been able to make things happen for Chelsea. It's his strike that separates the sides. Chelsea's first goal came from a Graham Lasso free kick that Liverpool felt they dealt with. There's a great header for Carragher. Petit behind it. It's Murphy. Petit. Lampard holding off Murphy and finds Jesper Gronka. Given away to Risa. Gerrard. And Dallas taking a slice of John Arne Risa.
Risa's just trying to let the ball run up that line and put his body in between him and Gallas and the ball.
He's not going to be forgiven for that tackle on John Arne Risa, and Gallas becomes the first player to be booked. And it's Murphy with the free kick again. Flags up. Recorded up as well to indicate 1 minute of stoppage time in a first half that has gone against Gerard Houlliér's team after such a good start. Amazing really how it's turned around.
He'll have some thinking to do. I'm sure he's doing it now. What he's going to say to his players, does he make an adjustment just to try and give them a bit more momentum going forward, trouble Chelsea's back line more? Heskey, of course, to call on if need be, just to engage those centre halves a bit more with some physical presence. Might be a day for Heskey.
Melchior. Risa. Owen with a flick. Dallas. Half-time, Chelsea have already taken a massive step towards Champions League qualification thanks to Jesper Gronka completing a great first-half comeback for Chelsea. Sami Hyypiä gave Liverpool the perfect start, really, with a 12th-minute header. But Chelsea responded with a header from a central defender as well, Marcel Desailly, who's struggled on as Chelsea have taken control of the game and at the break lead by 2-1. Emil Heskey hasn't got the greatest goal-scoring average in his time at Anfield. But as a tactical change from Gerard Houllier, how do you think that rates, Alan Smith?
Yeah, I don't think there's any real surprise. Gerard Houllier had to make the move, whether it was at half-time or shortly after. But they really do need to put a bit more pressure on those Chelsea centre-half, Desai and Gallas, because it's been neat football at times, balls played into Barosh. Owen hasn't really been into it too much, but they've got to try and engage the centre-halves, get the ball in the box, try and get some knockdowns for the likes of Michael Owen.
So the first change made by Gerard Houllier. The game has changed after Sami Hyypiä gave Liverpool the perfect start with that 12th minute header, a lead that was held for just 74 seconds before Chelsea struck back through Marcel Desailly, whose back has been causing him some concern, and he's been receiving intensive treatment on that during the break. And further problems for Chelsea is that his central defensive colleague William Gallas has also been struggling on through a hamstring problem. They're going to give him 10 minutes to see if he can run that injury off, but there may yet be hope for Liverpool that they could make capital out of these niggling problems at the heart of the Chelsea defence.
Yeah, I think that's true, Rob. Just looking actually at Emil Heskey, I think he's going to adopt that position over on the left wing, which is a bit of a surprise. I thought we might have seen Barosh take up a wide position. It might change as this game gets underway, but there's certainly a few avenues for optimism. Desailly still doesn't look comfortable coming onto the pitch, and if they can get that ball in and around the centre-halves, Liverpool, there might be some joy.
Liverpool with 45 minutes to salvage a Champions League place and to rescue their season from what will feel like an anticlimax, even though they do already have that silverware in the cupboard from their victory over the great rivals Manchester United in Cardiff that secured their place in the UEFA Cup. But it's the Champions League prize that they've come here looking to claim, and they're facing an uphill struggle now to claim it. Here's Graham Lasso. Celestine Babayaro. Back by Diouf. Carragher. Off the tee. Will throw it.
Well, Heskey has started on that left-hand side. Now he's on the pitch, of course. They've always got the option just to move him in, if need be. A bit like Diouf on the other side. He doesn't particularly like it out on the flanks. He does a job for the team. Of course, he's a threat now on set pieces, though.
It's the third time in 4 years that Liverpool have needed a specific result on the last day to reach the Champions League. 3 years ago at Bradford they faltered and they lost and let Leeds in. But 2 years ago they secured it with a comfortable away win at Charlton on the last day, 4-0. Chelsea not making life easy for them today. Back off Bronchiart, and Murphy reclaims from Gudjonsson. Sami Hyypiä. Gerrard. Away by Lampard. Jesper Bronchiart. Hasselbank. Looking for Gudjonsson. It's a great ball. And he only narrowly missed out then, the Icelander.
Well, I think that's the first time really those two have linked up, isn't it? Hasselbank going very wide and looking up to see his teammate, and it was an excellent ball. Just a couple of feet out.
It was a brave gamble in many respects by Claudio Ranieri to start with that pairing today, because you could have imagined the fans' reaction had this result gone against them. And I dare say a few would have pinpointed the choice of strikers as one of the reasons. Hasselbank gives away the free kick and is going to become the second player to be cautioned. Hasselbank evidently feels it didn't merit the yellow card.
Well, striker's tackle there, wasn't it? Wasn't malicious. Just late.
Murphy. Desai. Good Johnson. Gerrard. This is Risa. Jamie Carragher. Owen back to Huppier. Lampard. Ball short for Diouf. This is Lasso. Diouf pressed well, finds Owen. 3 in the middle for Diouf. And the long way around Babayaro, he's done well there. Melchior gets away, and Bronchiar with an awful missed kick. Heskey! Blocked by Melchior. Now Risa. And it got right through to Owen. It must have been as surprised as anyone that it reached him.
Well, promising signs for Liverpool. Twice had caused problems of balls coming to the box. Before this, Barosh had a chance to attack it, but Babayaro stood still. Michael Owen's around. It can be very costly indeed. But they find themselves in an unusual position, really, Liverpool. They're not naturally inclined to go out chasing games to make all the running. They've got to do that now, of course. Been criticised so often in the past. They've been a little bit too conservative in their approach, a little bit negative, waiting teams to come out at them and then pick off the gaps, but that's not going to happen today. And I think those Chelsea forwards have, if the game goes on, if the score stays like this, they're going to find themselves with increasing amounts of space.
Well, even the rain is not being allowed to dampen the air of celebration that's already starting around Stamford Bridge, although that could be dangerous, resting on your laurels against a team like Liverpool that has shown steely resolve in the past. Not too many times this season, it has to be said. And if they do miss out on a Champions League place, it won't be this one result that's cost them. It will be their awful home run where they managed just 9 victories, their worst run at home in nearly half a century, and of course that dreadful run where they embarked upon 11 matches without winning after leading the table in November.
Still wouldn't bet against them. They aren't the kind of side that will give up. They'll keep going till the end. And with that little bit of rain falling now, we saw players slipping over in the first half. I think we're going to see some mistakes this half as it does get very slippery underfoot. It's quite a hard surface, this new pitch.
Claudio Ranieri has led the team to 6th in each of his 2 previous seasons in charge, but qualifying for the Champions League would mark the summit of his achievements so far in the Chelsea hot seat. Here's Hasselbaink. Lampard. Away by Heskey. Melchior. Barosh. Here's Desai. And Melchior. This is Risa. Petit. Steven Gerrard. Heskey. Barosh was onside, played on by Desai. Restricting his room for manoeuvre. Found a way back to Steven Gerrard. Good strike.
Well, it was a good strike. He's a long way out, Steven Gerrard, but he makes Cudicini work, and on this surface he might have been healthy, but he'd just taken a bounce in front of the goalkeeper. Cudicini collecting it very well indeed.
Scored with some sizzling strikes in the past Steven Gerrard, and with the ball a little bit greasy, isn't to know if it might just squirm away from Kudachini on this occasion. It didn't, and Chelsea hold their lead. So
it's in Liverpool's interest just to keep the tempo of this game up, not to let it die. Let Chelsea settle into a rhythm.
Gerrard with a quick free kick. On the basis that it does only take a second to score a goal, still plenty of them left. 2 is the requirement. A draw for Liverpool would not be enough. Here's Owen. Gerrard. Steven Gerrard picks out Duke. First touch got away from him, and he's not able to retrieve it for a second. It's the player writhing in agony.
So I was going to say Danny Murphy, when the two came together, he's just accidentally caught Manu Petit in the face as he followed through. See there, I think it's just his knee, Murphy's, that's caught him square in the face.
Manu Petit has never actually been on the winning side in 6 Premiership matches against Liverpool. Stands a good chance of ending that sequence now. Claudio Ranieri.
Just checking those glasses are working, isn't he?
Winner takes all in terms of the Champions League. Chelsea in a winning position, Liverpool needing to turn it around. Hasselbank and Gudjonsson combining here to good effect. Traore has to get the better of Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, and does.
Well, those are the situations that Chelsea can exploit when it is 2 against 2 and they break away.
Lampard.
The danger, isn't it, for Liverpool, just conceding that third. It's a fine balance that they've got to tread, and pushing for the equaliser. Conceding another, it really would be all over if Chelsea managed to get that third.
Well, no doubt about it, the win over Manchester United in Cardiff came at a heavy price. Stefan Onshaw not having played since then. And you do get the feeling that money will be spent in an attempt to strengthen that defence by Liverpool in the summer. Here's Lasso! Parry, who will, along with David Moyles, the chairman, have a say in how loose the purse strings are. Of speculation that Steve Finnan could be on his way from Fulham to Liverpool, which could put Jamie Carragher's position under some pressure. John Arisa. Dallas getting in front of Barosh.
Well, I think if Liverpool don't make the Champions League, I think the supporters will be looking for something a little bit more than buying a right back. They've been crying out for something on the attacking front for quite a time now. Damien Duff's been mentioned constantly. I think he'll be in quite a bit of demand, the Blackburn winger, this summer. Boyhood Liverpool fan, I believe, which may just give them an edge. Gerrard looking for Barosh. It's a risky challenge there in the penalty area. Gallas coming over Barros could easily give a penalty away.
Hasselbank away from Hupia, cleared by Traore.
Well, the pitch is playing a part. Hupia slipping there. Let his man get past him.
Phil Thompson livid about this challenge from William Gallas.
He's got up very early, hasn't he? And he got something on that ball. It is very risky.
May just have been outside the box. Here's Babayaro. So forced back by Diouf. Here's Gudjonsson. Celebration around Stamford Bridge, which Patrick Berger will try and take some of the edge off as he comes on for what will be a farewell appearance for Liverpool. He's only figured in one previous Premiership match this season. That was way back in September against Birmingham. But what a swan song it would be if he could help Liverpool to turn this game around and secure their place in the Champions League. Murphy. Babayaro. Lasso. It's Gudjonsson to Lampard. Away by Sami Hupia. And Gerrard now sets Milan Baros away. Behind Owen and Heskey. And it allows Bronchiar to clear. Here's Gudjonsson.
Playing flat there, and the Liverpool striker's gone into the same line and neither hanging back.
Jesper Bronchiar. Away by Traore.
It's so open now, this game, isn't it? There's plenty of room, and you could see a goal coming at either end, the way things stand.
Well, Lasso caught Gerrard late. It's Diouf with the ball in. And Cudicini had to adjust his position.
Well, Alan Wiley had a look at that. He had a long, hard look.
Well, Lasso is the guilty man in terms of the offence, and he's the man who's put the ball out so that it can be treated, and it's to his own detriment because he's going to be booked for the initial challenge.
Well, I think he would have been booked anyway. I thought for a moment, I thought he just kicked the ball away. And he allowed advantage to be played. Did Alan Wiley. He was always going to call it back and punish Lasso. With this surface now, though, getting increasingly wet and slippery, you are going to get challenges like that miss time. They do look bad.
Well, before play resumes, there's going to be a change here. Patrick Berger is going to come on for his Liverpool swan song, and it's El Hadji Diouf whom he's replacing.
Oh, no surprises there. Really, Diouf has failed to make an impact on the game, and they're just swapping the formation around now. Emil Heskey coming out onto the right-hand side as Berger takes up a position on his favourite left.
Less than a third of the game left. Liverpool about to be denied a third consecutive crack at the Champions League unless they can turn this one around. Hasselbank. Lampard, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, what a deflection. Important challenge in the end by Carragher.
Well, I think it was a match-saving challenge in many respects. The ball's just broke kindly. Lampard's played a beautiful ball in there. It's really indicative of Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank's season. Nothing quite has gone as well as he would have wished. Trying to get his shot away, but credit Carragher. Great interception.
It's so with the corner. For Gallas, and it proves to be a waste. Steven Gerrard easily cuts that off. Gallas giving away the free kick. See who takes, looking for Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, who got through round the back.
Oh, Liverpool had more numbers there, you can see that. It's 3 against 2, but Hasselbank spins away, and Traore losing his man for a second.
Gallas. Traore. Rousseau. Gerrard. Desai. Goes by Carragher.
Just don't think this match is over yet, you know, Rob. You can understand the celebration inside the ground. They can feel Champions League football, but Liverpool get a goal and it's anybody's game.
Lampard! Dudek grateful to get a good view of that. Nice height and direction for the goalkeeper in the end, though. Berger. Owen. Patrick Berger. Here's Murphy. Jamie Carragher. Barosh. An even duel between Milan Barosh and Celestine Babayaro.
He's a strong lad, Babayaro. He's using his experience and his body strength to shepherd that ball out.
And a quarter of the game just over that left, and Mario Stanic is going to come on here for Chelsea. More reference to the notes of the coach as he plots the course into the Champions League for next season.
Well, I'm sure he just wants to adjust his setup just to protect that defence a little bit more.
Danny Murphy given away, and Petit on the charge looking for Hasselbank, but Carragher easily got across. Now Jesper Grønkjær. Support here from Mario Melchiot. Risa away. Petit. Babayaro. Alan Wiley delays the taking of the free kick, having seen that Chelsea here want to make a change. And the man who's coming on is Mario Stanic, but the man who's coming off might be the one who has scored the £20 million goal that will earn Chelsea the Champions League riches of next season.
Well, he certainly has played his part, hasn't he, today? Just with that single strike. You can understand Ranieri's decision to put another pair of defensive-minded legs on the pitch. Stanic will do a job probably on that side. Good afternoon for Grønkjær and Chelsea so far.
Stanic does score a lot of his goals from headers, from corners and free kicks, and he's gone straight in there for this one, which Hasselbank curls in beyond him.
Yeah, he's going to start up that left-hand side.
He's a versatile player, Stanic, used by Ranieri all over the pitch. On one occasion, I remember him seeing at full-back. But he'll offer defensive support now in front of Mario Melchiot. Here's Barosh looking to spin it around for Michael Owen. Well covered by Gallas. Lampard looking to set Gudjonsson away. Look how far Dudek's come. A major gamble by the goalkeeper, and all around Stamford Bridge they were appealing for a handball.
Well, he committed himself, had to come once it started. Certainly hit his side, but did it brush against his arm as well? He attacks it. I don't think it did.
Seemed to have pulled his arm out of the way. Hasselbank. Here's Stanic. Lampard. Away by Risa. Now Berger. Petit. Away by Hupia. There's Desai. Gerrard having his shirt pulled by Frank Lampard. There's still a feeling that there might be another tale to be written. Under 20 minutes left. Liverpool not yet out of the equation. That had stayed in for Heskey in the assistant referee's judgment. Berger loses out to Babayaro. Now Carragher steps in but gives it away to Lampard.
Well, Liverpool certainly don't feel as if they're out of it. They can tell that by their body language, their willingness to get things started.
Berger. Owen. Hasselbank. Desai. Mario Melchiot. Look for Gudjonsson, but doesn't get the pass right. Gerrard. Heskey just got caught in the back there by Babayaro. And Gerrard has got on with the taking of the free kick. Looked for Risa. Well defended though by Stanic. Done his job since coming on, and now Chelsea are going to make the final whistle of this final game of the season. That's when talks will begin over whether he's to continue his playing career. Surely the lure of the Champions League would be too much for him to resist.
Well, he's one of the greats, isn't he, Zola? Not just here, but in worldwide football. A marvellous attitude. And it's a positive move by Ranieri. Replacing like for like, but Zola, a different kind of threat, of course. He'll wander all over, sometimes dropping into midfield, but I'm sure Ranieri would so love that third goal, take the pressure off.
Well, there have been some masterful displays from Gianfranco Zola this season, and here he is in control again. Lasso gets the throw in off Jamie Carragher.
He can hold the ball though, can't he, Zola? Ball comes up to him, takes the heat out.
In by Hupia and Heskey, but he gets the throw in. Here's Zola. Kept in for Babayaro. Heskey's tackle. Zola. Petit. Babayaro. Away from Carragher. Away from Heskey. Two waiting in the middle. ensures that it doesn't reach them.
Well, they just fell foul of the pitch here. Babayaro had done all the hard work, skipping past two players. Just as he strikes it, his standing foot collapses. Hasselbank unmarked in the area.
It's Zola with the corner for Chelsea. For once, Midas touch deserts him.
Well, we're getting towards that make or break time. If Gerard Houllier is going to make a change, he's got to do it now.
He is going to. Bruno Cheyrou, who was 25 yesterday, coming on to take the place of John Arne-Risa. Cheyrou, whose only goal this season occurred in the Champions League, now has to try and ensure that Liverpool qualify for that same competition, but approaching the last quarter of an hour, it's going to be very difficult for them, and it will be made virtually impossible if Chelsea can score a third.
It's a little bit surprised at Reese's withdrawal. Very positive player with a great shot. Cheyrou has struggled to impress in his first year here at Liverpool. Just slotting in on the left-hand side.
It's like a back three almost now, with Gerrard coming deeper to protect. Desailly doesn't really deal with it. Melchiot will have to here against Michael Owen. Recovers his footing, but Owen still somehow gets through. Melchiot recovered.
He did very well to recover. Everybody's fighting to keep the feet on this pitch, but he sensed that Michael Owen was going to sneak in. Did well, Melchiot.
Well, it could be a big moment in the match if Liverpool can score from this. It's Danny Murphy with the corner. Away by Desailly. Cheyrou just hits fresh air. Berger. Kept in by Barosh. Owen. Away by Gallas. It's Babayaro.
Perhaps if that ball had fell to Viso, it's easily said now, but they may have had a different outcome.
Gerrard.
Liverpool players feel that, or initially they felt that I'd awarded it for a foul against Cudicini. Gerard Houllier mystified as to why he's disallowed it. The referee's assistant was certainly very positive down below us, putting up his flag. There's not too much in it, does there? That's not the best angle to view it from.
Well, they're claiming that there was a handball there from Milan Barosh. Obviously no challenge at all on the goalkeeper. It was just a straightforward drop of a greasy ball from an unchallenged Carlo Cudicini. So the question is...
I can't believe the linesman down below us has actually flagged so positively for that when there were a few players in his eye line.
It's Lampard, now Zola. Behind Hasselbank. Now Stanic. Well, did Barosh control with his arm?
Well, everybody's making mistakes, and Cudicini's not exempt. It's just there, it's just flicked off Barosh's right hand, doesn't it? And that's what prevented Melchiot from getting the clearance in, so you have to say it was the right decision.
And at that distance, a very good spot as well by the assistant referee. He had his flag up straight away. Hasselbank. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank has played his last part in the game. Carlton Cole getting ready for action. The man that Claudio Ranieri calls his young lion, who's made a real impact whenever he's come into the team this season. Hasselbank is down and has stayed on the turf. This while Chelsea build up with Zola. Liverpool being urged to push up here and put the squeeze on Chelsea. Zola. Well, it looks like a premature end to the afternoon for Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank as he's helped off. And they want to bring Carlton Cole straight on, which is what the referee is being reminded of by the crowd. Cole, who at 19 years of age has scored 6 goals for Chelsea this season.
Oh, this lad's a talent, no doubt about that. Big and strong, but he's so skillful when the ball's played in and around his feet. Lovely, neat feet, turn of pace as well.
And Floyd Hasselbank hobbles off. Could that be for the last time for Chelsea? Another one whose future is under scrutiny.
We would expect Carlton Cole to have a few more first-team outings next year. He's shown that he can hack it at this level. He's only going to get better.
Carragher. Murphy. There's Sheru. Owen. Carragher. Well won back by Petit. Here's Lasso. Carlton Cole. Lasso's got forward and wanted it played early. And it gets away from Cole. One of the key decisions of this half has been Phil Sharp's to award this handball. This is the view he had of it.
I immediately thought offside, but the way that he put his flag up, but he's done ever so well. You tell me how he can be so positive, but he did get it right. Fair play to him. Happened so quickly. This is Malkiot went to clear it.
Tension etched all over the faces of Gerard Houllier and Phil Thompson. Another check on the watch there to see if there is still the possibility of them turning this around. A miserable wet afternoon so far for the Liverpool manager.
Looks very down, doesn't he? Downcast as I've seen him. Just feel this slipping away from him now.
And in all of his previous years, the team had shown progress, steadily climbing the Premiership table from 7th to 4th to 3rd to runners-up last year, but this year they faltered. At the moment they're heading for a 5th place finish, and that's just the wrong side of the line for Champions League qualification. But for Claudio Ranieri, it looks like being to finish the right side of the line. Stanic just couldn't get close enough to it.
Another good ball in. That's a feature of this match from both sides. Graham Lasso. And Stanic a leap at that one.
Here's Zola. Lampard. Graham Lasso.
He's done well today, Lasso. Very rarely wasted it.
And Petit dwelt on it though, and that allowed Heskey to close him down. Gets away there.
Well, he did. He's not a stroke of luck that Liverpool are looking for. Malkiot given room, and great touch. Carlton Cole over on this side wasn't expecting that to rebound back. He could have had a tap into an empty net if he'd have continued his run.
Babiaro. And look at the ovation for that.
Oh, I think that sums up his time here, doesn't it? Absolute magic.
There may be a touch of sentimentality about his introduction into the team, but he's responding in kind. Exhibition stop from Gianfranco Zola. It's one way of stopping him.
Well, you can understand the Liverpool players' frustration. They want to win this ball back as quickly as they can. It's not easy to get the ball off Zola in this move.
Gerrard has been booked for his attempt to do so. This is worth savouring again, though.
Look at his feet. Knows exactly where the opponents are.
Lampard. Here's Zola again. Melchiot. Confirmation of the yellow card that Steven Gerrard picked up for his challenge on Gianfranco Zola. Zola thought he saw an opportunity there against Hooker, who brought it clear, but it's Lampard, and now it's Carlton Cole! And he snatches at the shot.
Well, it was the tenacity of Graham Lasso that initially won that ball back. And difficult for Carlton Cole coming into a match like this when the pace is so frenetic. Hasn't quite got to grips with it yet. I think it was a great chance for the youngster.
Petit. Lasso. Now Gerrard. Heskey with a flick. Well, we're reaching caution to the wind time now for Liverpool. Getting to the stage now where Gerard Houlier's team need the sort of last-minute dramas that Manchester United conjured in their treble-winning year. Clearly, the Chelsea fans think it's in the bag.
Well, they've got every right to. With 3.5 minutes left at normal time. It'll be an amazing turnaround now.
Stranger things have happened. There's Lasso. Zola. Carlton Cole. Lampard. A little concerned by it. Desai. Gerrard. Seemed to come off the hand of Steven Gerrard. It's Berger. Gerrard again. Lasso escaped from Carragher, but runs it too wide.
Yeah, he really has done well today, Graham Lasso. He's typified Chelsea's spirit and attitude. Used the ball very well, got through. Absolute shed loads of work.
Here's Berger. Now Gallas. Frank Lampard. Zola. Lasso. Babayara. There's Desai. They're doing the right thing now, making Liverpool do all the hard work, all the pressing.
I'm amazed, Rob, that Heskey's still here out on the right-hand wing. You know, I thought he would have just shoved him up front with the two smaller lads, Owen and Barosh, just trying to get the knockdowns around him. But he's still out on the right-hand side, Heskey. It is time to throw caution to the wind and just play that route one ball.
Gerrard. Murphy. Now Heskey.
It's no good to them out here for me.
He's on the throw-in. And with it he finds Jamie Carragher. The blue flag anthem rings around Stamford Bridge as Chelsea close in on a place in the Champions League next season. Stanic. In slides Hoopier. Off in time by Alan Wiley.
Well, I don't think there's any need for Desai to go over and tap him on the head. But Steven Gerrard can have no complaints about the dismissal. He knows that. Sheer frustration on his part. He knows the match has slipped away from his side. But Desai had sprinted 50 yards to try and get the referee to show the card. He was always going to do that, Wiley. He's made very few mistakes today, the referee. Stevie Gerrard saw Lasso coming and took the measures. That frustration played a part. He didn't go for the ball.
4 minutes of stoppage time are left. That will be of little consolation to Gerard Houllier now. His team are down to 10 men. And a day that was already turning into a disaster because of the defeat, as surely it will be now, has taken an even more disastrous turn. Steven Gerrard, who was sent off 2 years ago by Alan Wiley against Leeds, has been sent off now by the same referee. And it's not ending too happily for Graham Lasso either, who's given such a significant performance for Chelsea, but is now having to be helped off the pitch.
I think he'll just have a nice booze in the morning. Hopefully he doesn't look anything too serious.
Well, Chelsea have used their 3 substitutes, so for the moment there is no one-man advantage anyway, through Liverpool having Steven Gerrard sent off. So 4 minutes of added time may well turn into 5 now, after the delay in the resumption.
Well, still a chance, you have to say. Still a chance for Liverpool. They've got to believe it.
Well, Chelsea are going to be back up to strength in terms of numbers. Graham Lasso back on.
Oh, he won't want to miss the celebrations, will he? Because it's going to be party time at this final whistle.
Hupia, Lampard, Murphy, Desai, now Babayaro, back by Carragher. Here's Sami Hupia, Heskey, Gallas, Lampard to Stanic. Can there be one moment of crowning glory here for Chelsea? Carlton Cole, Babayaro, Lasso looking to lace one through for Frank Lampard, but it doesn't happen. Petit was pushed, and Chelsea get the free kick.
Well, certainly deserve the victory for me today, Chelsea. The way they've attacked this match, they've played good, positive football. They haven't been inhibited anyway. Only needed the draw, but they went out for the win.
Free kick lined up by Zola for Lampard, but they're going to try and play their way through. Space here for Melchiot. Cole's waiting in the middle. No one in the right position to attack that for Claudio Ranieri's side. A valuable opportunity to waste second goes away.
He's just trying to get his players to squeeze in that throw-in. They've done it.
Here's Zola. Not so much of the romantic, more the pragmatist now as he holds it up. And he does the right thing as far as Chelsea are concerned. Sami Hupia. Owen. That's a huge lead. They've beaten Liverpool, who were vying with them for that qualification. A dramatic last day win in which they had to turn around a 1-goal deficit. Liverpool held the lead for just 1 minute and 14 seconds before Marcel Desailly cancelled it out. And for Gerard Houlier's team, they fall at the last. Magnanimous in defeat. The Liverpool boss congratulates his Chelsea counterpart, because it's Chelsea who go through with the finest achievement of Ranieri's reign so far. If it is a sign-off from Gianfranco Zola, it's a glorious way to sign off, but surely now the attraction of playing in the Champions League might make him reconsider his possibilities for next season, and Ken Bates might just be able to persuade him to stay on.
Well, there's still plenty left in the tank. As far as I'm concerned with that little man, there's magic in his boots and he's got such a big heart. 300 wonderful times, as it says. One on his own. Great to see him stay here next year, really would. Hard break for Liverpool, but they're taking it in good grace. The players applauding all sides of the ground.
Well, for Liverpool, it's the consolation prize of the UEFA Cup, which they earned back in March. But Marcel Desailly scored. Jesper Bronkiar got the winner in the 27th minute. That ensures Chelsea's qualification. And Gerard Houllier, to his eternal credit, is going around the Chelsea team and passing on his congratulations in person. Must be a huge blow for the Liverpool manager. It's not entirely empty-handed that he finishes the season. They are in the UEFA Cup next year as a result of winning the Worthington Cup. They would have been anyway for finishing 5th in the table. Houllier among those who says he hopes Gianfranco Zola carries on, and maybe he's just passing on that message in person now. Zola and Cudicini have been such key figures in Chelsea's campaign. Zola, one of the nominees for the PFA Player of the Year. Really has been an epic season for the 36-year-old who celebrates his 37th birthday in July. Let's hear from the man of the match, Graham Lasso. He's with Claire Tomlinson.
Graham, a bit battered and bruised, but you've done it. How does it feel?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's like the longest cup run in history, isn't it, when you rely on the last game to get through to the Champions League. We know how important it is for the club and for the fans and for ourselves for next year, and now it's up to the club to sort of fulfil our wish and get Franco signed, and all those sort of things that they've put on hold maybe now gives them the opportunity to get those things sorted out, and we can all go into the summer with a great deal to be proud of.
Barky hard man of the match, Graham. Well done.
Thank you.